actually don't even have an intro for this because Kaleb gave me so much secondhand embarrassment that I just need to get into it. Hey y'all, it's Nate. Welcome back to my little corner of YouTube. This video will contain spoilers for Million Dollar Secret Season 2, Episode 3. So if you haven't seen it yet and you do not want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. You are about to hear my thoughts on Episode 3, but of course I want to hear yours, so feel free to drop your thoughts below if you do want to participate in the conversation, and give this video a like and a hype before you go. So we are here for a short time, not a long time today, because while technically a lot happened, there's not really too much to talk about because things are kind of being put into place right now. To Kaleb's misfortune, he does not get the opportunity to pass the $1 million on to somebody else up front. And in fact, Peter tells him, hey, I don't know if you realize this, but anytime there's an agenda, whether it's for the millionaire or not, I always tell the group about it. And I didn't tell the group about no secret agenda.
Whenever somebody gets an agenda at the stag, whether they're the millionaire or not, it's always mentioned.
And of course, Kat is already on to that. We found that out at the end of last episode. And now Kaleb is like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that. And then Peter gives him what I am going to say is one of the sickest challenges thus far. I mean, the challenge is just outright diabolical.
You must stay within 15 feet of Kevin at all times, 45 minutes. If you break contact for longer than 30 seconds, the time resets.
I was very, very interested to see how Kaleb was going to try to play this off, because if Kevin is anything like me, I'm going to notice immediately that you're following me around. Like, you're my shadow. Somebody said he was wearing him like a backpack. Yeah. If you start doing that, I'm going to be like, bro, are you good? So I just knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a sight to see. And really, Kaleb did not think this through, because why would you say this?
I need to be near you.
That's so suspicious. What do you mean you need to be near me? And then he had no actual reason for it. And the thing is, with a game like this, you need to be thinking 10 to 15 to 20 steps ahead. Because if I'm Kevin, you're either about to tell me that you're in love with me, or you're definitely the millionaire. And I don't think that Kaleb was in love with Kevin, so it's only one other option. I was cringing incredibly hard trying to watch Kaleb play this game.
I need to have a personal conversation.
Man, I gave my word. Forgive me, but
I'm sorry, dude. This is making me super sus of you.
I get it.
Let me go have a conversation. I'm serious.
I understand.
Because why in that moment wouldn't you just walk away and try again later? He had to do it for a total of 45 minutes, but he had until the dinner to do it. He could have tried again a little bit after he had that conversation, or tried again a little bit before the dinner. He didn't have to try to get it done immediately, and in the way that he did it, it was just so cringy. I literally kept pausing it because I was like, I can't watch this play out. This is so bad. He was making such a scene that he completely lost the ability to be like, that was just a small thing that happened. No, it wasn't just a small thing. He made such a scene that not only Kevin caught on to it, the entire house got word that this was happening, because that's how awkward he made it.
He won't let me have a personal conversation. Seriously, why are you doing this? Is this not really weird to you guys?
Yep, it's weird.
Yeah.
What is this about?
And at that point, you can't even abandon the operation, just like Kaleb was saying, because, yeah, you're too far gone. Everybody knows you're doing it. I have watched a lot of social strategy games, and I don't think I've ever seen someone so blatantly give their position away. There was no thought behind, there was no strategy behind it. I mean, it was clear as day to everybody. And the whole time I was thinking, please get this money out of this man's hands. He is not properly handling this situation at all. To the point that Kevin actually started getting frustrated, like, bro, get out of my face. Like, why are you following me? Give me a reason right now.
Why? Talk.
I could have sat down and thought of all the ways that this scenario could have played out, both good and bad, and I never would have came up with this. You literally cannot make this shit up. And then it gets down to the wire yet again. There are 5 minutes left on this 45-minute clock. And at this point, Kevin is like, you got to give me something, bro. You have to say something. Why are you following me? And then Kevin also clocks that it's been 45 minutes. But it gets down to the last 5 minutes, and he's like, you got to tell me something. So again, haphazardly, because he put absolutely zero thought into this. His brain was not thinking on 10 at all. He decides that he's gonna say, oh, well, Melissa is the one who told me to follow you. And I was like, I don't even know how that makes sense, because why would you have an alliance with Melissa, and why would you be working with Melissa if you're claiming that you're Kevin's friend? That doesn't make sense, first off. And then it just leads me back to the fact that there's no strategy. There's no substance behind that lie. No structure to it. And because it's structureless, it pretty much starts to fall apart immediately like a house of cards. And so Kevin tells the group, and then also people who were sitting at the table while he was there starts to tell other people. And of course, course it gets back to Melissa, because why wouldn't it? Because it's done so erratically. And I was really thinking at this point, he's gonna need a miracle to stay in this game, because if I saw this play out with my own 2 eyes and I'm in this house, he would have been going home. There's no way to act like that with no rhyme or reason behind it. Clearly you're the millionaire. And the thing is, Kaleb was the one who had the money, but Kat, ironically enough, is the one who they should have been watching out for, because in my opinion right now, she is the best player in this game. We know that Kat figured out last episode that Kaleb was the millionaire. She decides to use that to her advantage, and this is really strategic and really smart. I gotta hand it to her. It's so smart. She not only kept that information from the main group, she decides to tell the other 2 who did the hat challenge, that being Umeko and Hunter, hey, Kaleb is the millionaire. He has the money. That little challenge that he had us do was definitely the millionaire's challenge, but because he ultimately did save us, we're not gonna say anything. We're gonna keep him in the game, keep him with the money, and so the entire time we're gonna know who has the money, and we're gonna use that to our advantage so that when we get to the end of the game, we can just snatch it real quick. Kat also very easily lies during that diving challenge. She fools everybody.
How many again were there?
How many were there?
3.
Oh, see, I think she didn't remember what she said.
And when she gets to the trophy room, she's pretty much unanimously chosen to be the one to get the clue from Peter. She is playing the best game right now. Also, I love that diving challenge because it was both strength and brains, and the IRL mermaid was a nice touch. And that game really did show that some people were great at lying and some people were not, or that they were good at making you think that they were lying, which gets very convoluted, which is essentially what Kat did. And I didn't know how Kat was going to try to spin this clue that Peter gave her, but it turns out she didn't even really need to spin it. She told the truth about the clue, she just redirected it. The clue is,
To be on a first name basis with the millionaire, you must remember the first letter. A is the first letter of the alphabet. Kaleb has a freaking A in his name.
and Kat is such a strategic thinker and player that she says the first letter in the clue is T. You gotta know the first letter. First letter's T. Whose name here has a T that's very prominent? Lauren T. I think that's going to be one of the biggest plays of the season so far, being able to spin that like that. And it actually ends up working out because poor girl, Lauren goes home. I was so sad to see her cry. She just couldn't catch a break. People thought it was her before. They thought it was her this round. That clue did not help her out at all.
I really tried to prove my case. I think I was a good scapegoat.
Also, let's talk about the fact that Kat got her friend out of the game with no cares at all. She said, yeah, Lauren might be cool with me, but I want this $1 million. That's the type of gameplay I'm here for. And you know what? Now that I further think about it, I'm trying to figure out why everyone trusted Kat so much as to let her go get the clue from Peter when she just successfully lied to everybody's face in the diving challenge. She's not trustworthy. And up until this point, Kat had pretty much played a perfect game. She played this round almost perfectly. And really, the only thing that's coming back to bite her, which is a big bite, by the way, is the fact that the money gets moved. If the money wasn't moved, Kat would be sitting pretty right now. But because Kaleb doesn't get eliminated, the money gets moved. And she finds out in real time, I just saved this man for nothing.
Because you failed to find them, the millionaire has chosen to randomly move the money to another person's box. Cheer up.
The only reason she didn't tell everybody that he was the millionaire is because she wanted to keep the millionaire in the game so that by the end she would know who it is. And because the money moved, she's, like she said, back at square zero. She has no idea who has the money. And that whole little I'm saving you thing was for naught, basically. So she ended up getting played technically by Kaleb, but really by the game. Now we do find out from Peter at the end of the episode that there is going to be a new millionaire, and the new millionaire is going to, of course, have a secret agenda. And if that agenda is completed, this is what they get.
A double-barreled kill shot.
2 people out off of 1 win for the millionaire. And he didn't fully explain this, but my thought process on that is that possibly 3 different people could be getting out, because if the group votes for 1 person, millionaire gets a double barrel kill shot. That means those 2 people go plus the person voted. So this could really just completely change the course of the game. Getting 3 people out on one night would be crazy. Luckily, we didn't have to wait until episode 4 to find out who the millionaire is, because we know that it's going to be Nick. And I am very excited to see how this plays out, because y'all already know that I've been saying I think Nick is one of the strongest strongest players. Now we really get to see just how strong he is with him having the money. We get to see how strong his game is strategically, emotionally, and apparently romantically, because him and Umeko are about to have a thing. And I absolutely ship this couple. They are very cute together. I didn't know I would be getting a romance out of this season of Million Dollar Secret, but I'm here for it. I am so excited to get into this next batch of episodes. Please let me know all of your predictions and thoughts on what's gonna happen in episode 4. I cannot wait to talk about it with y'all. And until then, I see you later. Bye. And then he had so randomly, so sporadically, erratically is the word.